It's the podcast that consistently tops the charts right here in this country. And many credit or blame Joe Rogan's 11th hour endorsement of Trump in 2024 with helping him to get him the key votes he needed, especially among the so-called manosphere. It even served as a wake-up call to Democrats, many of whom are now flooding the zone on podcasts trying to reach a new generation of voters. Well, now Rogan is pitching a new idea for a presidential candidate. It's probably not someone who's been on your radar.
I think of politics now less as left versus right and much more as top versus bottom.
Yeah.
Because
You're right.
I just see how we are all pitted against each other. We have far more in common than the stuff that divides us, and that's a threat to their power. It's a threat to their wealth.
Do you need to run for president?
Yeah.
We need someone who's actually a good person.
Well, that person is my next guest, Texas State Representative James Talarico. He's a Democrat and seminary student who sat with Rogan for over 2.5 hours just last week to pitch his new vision for the party. He joins me now. Good to see you, James. Not on radio today with me, but since Rogan's podcast, I have been seeing you everywhere. Why do you think your message is hitting right now?
Well, I think Democrats have to get out of their comfort zone, and we've got to meet people where they're at. So before I went on Joe Rogan's podcast, I went on Fox News, I went on the Christian Broadcasting Network. Politics, in my view, is about addition, not subtraction. We've got to build a big coalition, a big tent, if we're going to take power back from these billionaires who are dividing us and taking advantage of all of us. And so that's why I went on Joe Rogan's podcast, to reach out to folks who aren't with us yet, but I think can be with us if they hear our vision directly from us.
Well, Democrats, as you know, they lost the House, they won it back. How do they convince voters that the vision they want is what Democrats will offer?
Well, first I think we have to start by telling the truth, and that is that this political system of ours is deeply broken. There's far too much influence from big money and billionaire mega donors. And if Democrats aren't talking about this corruption, if we're not putting forward a positive vision for how we can clean up government and make it work for regular working people, then we're not going to win the next election. So that's on us. We're going to have to acknowledge the ways in which the system is broken and then put forward our vision for how we can fix it from the bottom up. And I think if we do that, we will see the fruits in 2026.
But what if some voters believe that it's Democrats who broke it, the Democrats who are causing the disconnects and beyond? What do you say in response? You push over to the Republicans and say, wasn't us, we can fix it though?
No, I think we've got to accept our share of the responsibility. This is a problem in both political parties. The influence of wealthy special interests, the influence of big money and these billionaire donors, that's something that affects both political parties in all corners of this country. And so if we're not honest about that fact, then we're not shooting straight with the American people. And I think folks are hungry for people who will tell them the truth and then provide real solutions to get us out of this mess and make this democracy actually work for regular people.
Well, here's somebody who's known as a straight shooter, but his solution may not be yours. I'm talking about Democratic strategist James Carville, and he just wrote in an op-ed, quote, "The only thing that can save us now is an actual savior, because a new party can be delivered only by a person. No matter how many podcasts or influencer streams our candidates go on, our new leader won't arrive until the day after the midterms in November 2026. What's your reaction?
Well, I know James Carville is one of the most talented and successful operatives in our party, and he oftentimes uses colorful language. I already have a savior, but I know that in 2028 we're going to have a Democratic nominee for president that we can rally around. We can't wait until then, though. Our party has got to start now, organizing in every part of this country, not just in blue states, but in red and purple states too. We've got to start putting forward a positive vision for how we're going to change this broken political system and start delivering for people on housing, on healthcare, on education. That work starts today. And so I don't want our party waiting around until 2027 or 2028. The work starts now if we're going to take back this country in 2026 and 2028.
Quickly, some of the work in Texas involves the potential redistricting to add more Republican seats. Do you agree with the Republican strategy to do that, or the Democrats in return trying to do the same?
No, Donald Trump is attempting to rig the next election. He and his allies in Congress just passed the largest transfer of wealth in American history with their big, beautiful bill, kicking millions of people off their health care to cut taxes for their billionaire donors. I mean, normally in a democracy, when you pass an unpopular policy like this, you lose seats in the next election. But Donald Trump and his allies here in Texas are trying to cheat by drawing new maps that will guarantee a Republican victory in this state and across the nation. That is unacceptable. It's a threat to all of us. Politicians shouldn't be picking their voters. Voters should be picking their politicians. We need a new redistricting system where the power is in the hands of the people, not elected officials like you.
State Senator James Talarico, thank you.